let's get into it. So here is a list of wheat pennies that we're going to quickly cover. You can screenshot this so you have all the dates to search for, but we're going to go through and check out the pictures of these and see how many of each one was produced. So any penny that they only produced 5 million of or less are the ones that we're going to focus on. So the 1909S, they produced 1.8 million pennies. The 1909S VDB, they only produced 484,000 of these. I mean, this coin is obviously extremely rare, but hey, you never know what you're going to find in your pocket change. Next up, the 1911S, where they produced a little over 4 million of these coins. The 1912S, same thing, 4.4 million. 1914D, they produced only 1.1 million. The 1915S, this is a little higher one, almost producing 5 million of these coins. But you got to think, in comparison to some of these coins have been produced tens of millions of them, 80 million. So 4.8 million is pretty rare compared to other dates. The 1924D, they produced 2.5 million. The 1926S, they produced 4.5 million. The 1931D, they produced 4.4 million. And the 1931S, they only produced 866,000 of these coins. Man, that's a nice looking 31S. Alright, so wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958 are 95% copper. Now from 1959 to 1982, 59 is the year that they switched from the wheat penny to the Lincoln Memorial penny, and those are also 95% copper with the exception of 1982. So if we look here at a picture of the 1982 penny, that was the year that they began producing zinc pennies. So the way to tell the difference for these pennies is to weigh them. A copper penny in 1982 will weigh 3.11 grams, and a zinc penny will weigh 2.5 grams. So just make sure that you're not saving every 1982 penny and you're actually weighing those ones to figure out which ones are copper and which ones are not. If we take a look here, this is how much you can make off this, and it's almost mind-blowing to me. So this is copper prices from February the 23rd. Copper price $2.64 per pound. Zinc price $1.26 per pound. So I typed in a total face value of $1 in pennies, which means 100 pennies. So if you have $1 in copper pennies, that melt value is $1.76. That's almost doubling your money off of saving these pennies. I mean, imagine if you have $1,000 in copper pennies. That would be $1,760 in melt value. Save these pennies, guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna pay off on the long run. Just save them. So let's move on to some even more modern pennies, the 2009 edition of the Lincoln Cent. So we're gonna have a picture for these in just a second, but the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Cent mintages are listed here, which you can screenshot. That way you have that information. These are all the pennies that they produced in 2009 with the different reverses of the coins: birthplace, formative years, professional life, and presidency, which we will see in just a second. But if you look over to the right of that, you will see how many they minted, and you will say, yeah, oh my gosh, they minted 336 million or 129 million, 198 million. But from 2010 to now, they've been minting 3 billion, 4 billion pennies per year. So let's see, the lowest mintage here is 129 million compared to 4 billion. I'm just saying, maybe in 50 years, 100 million of those pennies are going to be destroyed or worn down or in terrible condition. That's going to bring up the value of keeping these 2009 pennies in the best condition that you possibly can. And on top of it being a low mintage compared to other surrounding years of modern pennies, I would definitely hold on to them. If they're in bad shape, I wouldn't worry about keeping them. But if you see some nice ones, definitely hold on to those, because you never know how much those would be worth in the future. Last but not least, the 2017 Philadelphia Mint Penny. Now, I wasn't going to cover this, but you know what? I think it's really important that I do, because the 2017 penny will be the first US penny ever to feature a P mint mark on the obverse of the coin in recognition of the Mint's 225th anniversary. Now, the reason that you will definitely want to keep this coin, because again, it is untelling how much it will be worth. Even if they produce 3 or 4 billion of them, this will be the only year that the US has ever put a P mark on a penny. So that's where you're getting your value right there, is the P mint mark on the front of the coin. I would say buy rolls of these and save them. In 50 years, who knows how much they'll be worth. Maybe they'll be worth $1, maybe they'll be worth $50 in 100 years, I don't know. but I would definitely hold on to them. Until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Coins, and this is where I disappear.